The expressions and conversations on this show are simply your truth and your views. It's a platform where there is no judgment, no preconceived beliefs, and no fear. There is no right or wrong response, so speak freely, speak confidently, and speak your mind. Just remember to do it with respect. With that being said, let's toast to health, wealth,
and the motherfucking self.
And we're back.
Welcome back, y'all.
Good break there. Hey.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, y'all.
Yep. Hey, so we want to transition to adult mental health. You ready for that, Tiff?
Yeah, I got a question. What does mental health? What is your definition of mental health?
Yikes.
Gary's definition of mental health is mental stability and I guess processing situations.
Okay.
Mental stability and or processing situations.
Okay.
Wow. So I look at it like this. I exercise the body as a form of healthy. Try to stay fit as a form of healthy. With that being said, that my mind and my brain and my thinking has to be physically fit to be able to handle everyday activities. If I were not, working out or physically fit, if I was unhealthy, I might not be able to handle my day-to-day task from 9 to 5. So with that being said, my mental capacity has to be able to handle it, that 9 to 5. So I need to exercise my mental capacity to be able to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
physical health plays a part in your mental health.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of work hand in hand there.
So the definition, like a lot of people, is
Now we in trouble.
the emotional, psychological, and social aspect of being a human. So it affects how we think, how we feel, and how we act. Those are the three things. So we can think about our mental, or we hone on one certain topic or subject, and we run with it. We feel like nothing is helping, or we feel like the end of the world, and that leads to you physically harming yourself, or you think about suicide. That means that you're gonna act on it. So we have to figure out as the culture on how do we better ourselves on dealing with our mental, because that drives us every day. And so my question is, as a culture, why is it not okay for us to see a therapist?
I got the answer for that. One, it's not. It's considered taboo for us. If I go see a counselor, or if I go to talk to someone, I may be viewed as weak. And I mean, even in kind of relationships out there, and this is, I'm gonna drive around the block a little bit. So this is kind of where we came up with the podcast, is, to be able to come, talk, vent a little bit, and just kind of, let things out in a safe space. But however, back to it, is that we as men, as black men, we think we have been told that is so taboo. And why have we been told that's so taboo? We've seen it from our, parents, or we may have seen it from, growing up. And we also experience it from some of us experience it from our mate. So, whereas, you know, we want to come home to a safe space. I don't want to battle when I come home. I don't
Absolutely.
want to, be, into a situation where I'm constantly feeling like I'm, try to one up you or we're in competition with each other. When I come home, that is my safe space. So if I get vulnerable and I open up my feelings to you, don't be like, well, you soft nigga. I thought I was fucking around with a hard nigga. No, no, no. I am, even though I walk out of this door and I need to be armed, armed from 9 to 5. When I come home, I want to take that armor off, and I should be able to be vulnerable. I should be able to say, guess what? I feel like this. I can express my emotions. I can express all of this and not have to hold it back. But kind of sum it up and park that car we have made it so taboo over the years.
Right, but that's true because back in the day, it's like, why do you need to go talk to somebody about mental health? You should be able to just deal with it and keep it moving. A lot of mental health issues come from childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Trauma from either dealing with families or relationships. And so it's hard to, if you've been in that rough situation, on who do I need to talk to? Or who can I trust? That you need to find that one trusted person that you feel confident that whatever you tell them is not going to get back to X, Y, and Z. So it's a lot.
And if I could add to that, like, literally speaking, in the black community, it's hard for us to go to the doctor, alone, let alone if something's aching, broken, or whatever. It's hard to go to the doctor.
Right.
Shit, I remember growing up, mama said, can you move it? All right, then we're not going to the doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't broke,
Right. Right.
Hey, so that alone, to now to have to go to, talk to someone and
First of all, you have to be in a position where you're okay with saying, yo, something's not right.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Something's not right. Like I need help. You know what I mean? I'm not okay.
Yep.
So what does help look like? Like, if you can describe what does help look like, what does that look like in the community?
In the community, or this is
Just
deep
in general,
for
like
me.
for you, if you want to say for you.
So like I can only speak for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I am an adult who identifies with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I am Antonio Brown. I am Kanye, for lack of better words. I am all the people that everyone says have mental health issues. But to me, I don't think none of them have mental health issues.
Right.
I'm following all of them. I understand everything they do and say. It makes sense to me, right? But I also know that my brain thinks different than the average person,
Right.
right? So a lot of that comes from when I was in college at Penn State. You know what I mean? I did a lot of one-on-one research, 23 and 1.
Right.
And, it mentally does something to you, like form of PTSD. So it's a lot of alone time. So I deal with a lot of shit alone. Like I figure it out alone. You know what I mean? And for the most part, it's not healthy.
Right.
Sometimes you just need another opinion.
Absolutely.
Somebody to say, don't do that shit. I know what all of y'all are thinking up there in your head.
Right.
Don't do that shit, bro. That is not it.
And I personally can relate to PTSD. And I recently noticed this when I became a mother. And
Shout out to mothers.
Big shout out to mothers.
So, PTSD is postpartum stress disorder for the ones out there listening. And I suffer from that. And I suffer from postpartum, which is, giving birth and then you just revert back to not trying to be attached to you trying to detach. But I had to.
Wait, pause. I know we in serious mode right now, right? But you said postpartum.
I thought PP.
Postpartum, yeah, PP. So after you PP'd, right? Right after you PP'd,
Right.
that is going like reverting back to almost as if you didn't have a kid.
Right.
So y'all do say fuck them kids. Like I say fuck them kids all the time.
Absolutely.
Okay, I was just checking that. Now let's go back
Because
to
it's hard. Like if you've never had, this was my first child, and my spouse. This is not his first rodeo. But for me, it's just like, okay, like what am I doing? Like I always question myself as fans, though. Like, am I doing this right, or is this okay? Like I always second guess myself. Like I never want anything to come off like, am I harming her? So I got into the depression mode to where I just shut down. Like
fuck them kids.
I didn't want to say anything. I didn't talk. My feelings were into everything. I always broke down crying. Like every little thing that was said to me at the drop of dime, I would just snapped. I snapped.
You not from 75. You from 804.
Like
okay.
I snapped. So dealing with that and trying to express my feelings, I got to the point to where I was getting everybody the business. everybody got these words. Everybody got the words. And
so
I felt
we
as
don't
though, like,
we don't have that.
right. And I felt myself like, this is not me. I'm not myself. And I felt like, okay, I need to go talk, because I got to the point to where,
What is this?
what am I doing? Why am I fussing my husband out? Why am I cussing him out? Why I'm not talking to him? Like, I felt myself like I wasn't cute
This
because I
isn't
had
me.
a pregnant. Like, oh, I'm okay, but I'm not cute. Like, I literally had the self-confidence of a 0. I didn't think I was none
You
of
from
that.
75, baby. We got something in the water. What's wrong with
But
you?
it's hard. Like it's very hard, and a lot of people don't understand. Like when you go through postpartum, it's a lot of stuff that comes with it. Like you shut down, and I had to literally go see a therapist, and a lot of it came from.
The counselor needed counseling.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. A counselor can always
Shout out to saying
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not okay.
So
I knew I was not okay, and my husband was like, "You are not,
not
okay.
okay.
Like I'm not okay. Like I need to go see a counselor to help me figure out what was going on."
Identify what's the issue.
And a lot of issues came from childhood because I was a military child, and moving from state to state, not having a foundation of building healthy relationships, I always had to move
And revalidate
and
yourself.
revalidate and start over again.
mm,
And it was
Gift and a curse.
hard. Yeah, it's a gift and a
Gift
curse in
and a
itself.
curse.
But you know, staying in 7-7, you know the same people. But then again, like those people are not on your same level no more.
Especially.
And so the people out there, if you know you're not okay, go see a counselor. It's so
First,
much
identify
easier.
that you're not okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
If
to
someone
not be
tells you
okay.
that you're
But
not okay, take
do you-
heed to it.
do you have to be not okay? I mean, I don't think we should signal the message to say, okay, hey, if you're not okay, go seek therapy. You could be perfectly fine and, want to go talk to someone
Absolutely.
and to kind of unpack some things.
Yeah.
And let's not put a label on like, hey, you're not okay. Because, even like you said, you have different people rolling around in your head,
My little people. Shout out to my little people.
Everybody got little people.
Shout out to
You-
my little people.
the little people in your head, that does not mean that you're not okay. You know what I'm saying? It just means
Those
that,
are my voice of reasoning.
yeah. So,
But there's many voices.
yeah. And, I too, had I had PTSD real bad. I had anger issues. I would just kind of flip out in a heartbeat.
Come on.
I was laying hands on people and whatnot. And there was a time like I used to deploy all the time. I was in Afghanistan or Iraq often.
Just because you wanted to be.
And then when I got back to the U.S., everything was just moving way too fast for me, and I couldn't control it. And you know, I had to go talk to a counselor on it, like, hey, what's going on? And I broke it down. Like, I feel like I'm homesick. Like, wait a minute,
Where you from?
where you from?
Yeah.
Aren't you home?
Yeah.
Like, nah, I feel like my home is, you know, Afghanistan or Iraq, because, you know, I can control a lot of different things over there, even though I could not control it. Just you know, traffic and all the other stuff, and lines, and going into Walmart, what I call is organized chaos.
Organized
You know, just would be like simple triggers, and I just needed somebody to talk to, and you know, I would recommend therapy for anybody. The difficult part of it is one, finding, which is not that hard, but just trying to get the people that, probably need help to find a therapist, trying to get them pointed in the right direction. And then two, someone that can just kind of relate to them,
Right.
you know.
It's, speaking of the military, like my dad was in the military, and it's kind of hard because I can see certain things trigger him. That PTSD comes into play a lot. But as a child, you try to figure out, like, you know, he's there to do a job, and he didn't leave just because his job was the military, to protect and serve. And so as a child, I never registered. And so working in the school system and dealing with the military kids, they have to understand, like, your parents are there to do a job.
Right. They didn't leave you.
They're not. And then that's a hard thing I had to figure out. Like, my dad, like, I'm a daddy's girl, and I had to understand, like, he
Where you
left
at?
because he had to do X, Y, and Z.
So it's funny that you say that. Like, I did 25 years in the military, and I think that
Yo,
if I,
it would sound like not discrediting it at all, because I'm envious to all of you guys who were actually able to get in the military
yeah,
and retire. Shout out to my peoples that retired.
yeah. So
But it would have sounded better if you would say, I did 25 years.
don't want it to get confused.
25 years.
Yeah. So I did 25 years,
Yeah,
and
that's my boy.
and I reflect back that my daughter, you know, she went to 4 different high schools, and like you said, like,
Wait a
hey,
minute, time the fuck out, because you 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade.
yeah,
Every year she moved.
every year she moved.
I'm just making sure, because I went to school in Virginia Beach.
Eh.
9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade.
Every year she moved, right? And
Jeez.
you know, I was doing the job. I was, you know, trying to, you know, be the best soldier I could be, and one, providing for my family. But hindsight 2020, man, if I had to do it all over again,
Had the stabilization structure.
yeah, I would have tapped out at 20, or I would not have tried to move as many times. And, you know, and I never thought about it, like you said, that, you know, you have to just kind of revamp and, you know, learn all of these people, revalidate yourself. And I never looked at it from that. I just, you know, assumed that their resiliency would just be like, okay, you know, they're young, they can do that, you know, find friends every day. But, you know, sometimes I wish I could just turn back the hands of time and like, okay, you know what? Let me just try to make a stable foundation for, bless you, for the children, just to get them through the high school years, which is their important years.
That is actually dope now that they do have high school stabilization.
Yeah, that is real.
Have that. But it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
You need to go to Korea, or over here, or over there, but they can stay right here and go to high school.
Right,
that
but
is
I
actually
also
dope.
like those kids who want to go overseas, because then they'll get the aspect of learning a different culture on what they do over there. Keeping them, If I ever had the opportunity to go overseas to live or to experience that culture, I would go. Because living over there and living over here is two different things. Even though we have the same things, but it's so
Totally
much
different.
It's
Totally different.
And so for the kids who do that, I'd be like, well, what did you learn over there? And they tell me, I say, so how can you use what you learned over there and over here? And, you know, their education system over there is
Totally different.
Totally different, but very much structured.
Mm-hmm.
They're more advanced than we are over here in the United States.
Yeah. So
Because we got
It's-
no child left behind. We talked about that earlier.
Yes.
Shit.
hey, so
Gotta get left over there.
Right.
dang it, Tiff, have you read my book or something? Because it's funny that she said that because you know, my daughter graduated from high school in Germany, and you know
Should we German?
they went they went on their, you know, their high school trip was to Italy, and their senior trip was to Italy. And like I was you know, telling her like, hey, you know, the average
Well, here in Ocean Lakes,
yeah
it was the Keys Dominion.
yeah see what I'm saying? The average student, you know what I'm saying?
Country.
The average student, you know, or the average American probably never see that. And, you know, you are able to experience that. And so, you know, shout out to my daughter, you know,
She's super dope.
she really, you know, handled that. Her resiliency was super strong, just for her to be able to go to 4 different high schools and just, you know, make it through. And now she joined the military. She has, you know, she has a daughter. She's doing great things and
Shout
whatnot.
out to the French fry stiller,
She's doing great things, but
my girl Harmony.
you know, it's just, you know, sometimes I just think, you know, what if I would have stopped moving around, if I could have, and like you said, Gary, excuse me, like
They
you
know my name, man. The people know me, man.
like you said, damn it,
Stabilization.
yeah, the military is doing a lot better with stabilization now, and I salute the military for doing a lot for the stabilization. That is key important, you know,
Right.
identifying, not having people to move in their, you know, high school years.
But we want to give you your flowers, right?
Absolutely.
Shout out to being a single girl dad, bro.
Yes, it is.
That is a lot. Like, it's a lot, bro.
Right.
And like, you don't see that often. Let alone a single dad raising a boy. You raised a beautiful, smart, very business structured daughter, bro. Like, that's major, bro.
Yeah, thank you,
And
bro.
all while doing 25 years hard time, brother.
Listen, the military is no joke. You gotta have a strong backbone, strong mental family in the village to, you know, to raise that.
Was they drug testing back then, though?
Yes,
For real?
Absolutely.
often.
Wait, so you said, hold on. I would like to raise my daughter all by myself. Yeah, bro. Yes, you be give a round of applause. Sex with chocolate.
You stupid.
So stupid.
You stupid.
But to
So-
answer your question, therapy is for everybody, regardless if you need it or not. But it's always good to have that extra person to, you know, just to talk to, just to bounce some things off, to see what you can do different or how things are changing. And it's also, you know, you have to find, if you know somebody who needs that help, try to encourage them, because a lot of us,
Exactly.
we're like, no, I don't want to do it. And we always believe this, the culture of, you know, the celebrities. These celebrities got issues as well.
Right.
Like,
So-
we can't always believe what's going on in Housewives or in hip
Fake
hop,
news.
Hollywood, fake news. Like,
Ratchet TV.
Ratchet TV, absolutely. But we thrive off of that.
We
So
thrive
I
off of
wanna- I
drama.
want to spin the block on that.
Hey, and I'm about to ride in the car with you, because guess what? I got some things to say.
Because one of the most taboo things is marriage counseling, right? But I'm gonna spin the block on that. I'm live right now, so This is a military brat kid. A former Marine says, I'll say the upside to being a military kid and moving around a lot allows you to experience a lot of different things.
True.
However, the stability that is sometimes provided, the Army says you can stay here so your kid can graduate from high school, often comes with the double-edged sword of, yeah, you can stay here, but we need you to go to unaccompanied orders to halfway around the world. Often hurts the kid more than the moving around could. That is
Facts.
true.
Facts.
That's all true.
That is true.
Facts. And I will say, just to kind of caveat to that, like there's a double-edged sword. Like my kids grew up as military brats. There's some things that they would never see.
Correct.
You know, there's some street shit that they would never ever see, and that they are totally naive to. So, like my son, he's going to TSU,
Shout out to Jay.
Texas Southern University, right? So, you know, I'm kind of worried about him because he grew up as a military brat. You go down to Texas,
And he bathed with good hair.
and you know, not
Come on, nephew.
just Texas Southern, but a lot of the HBCUs are in the
South.
the ghettos and the hard parts.
South.
You know what I'm saying? The projects areas. You know, you look at Howard. Hey, it just is. Where are the
Hey, Brother Hampton.
yeah, where are the HBCUs located at? They're not in the they're not in those good neighborhoods. But anyway, so there is that part of it. Like I'm scared that he might not be ready for all of that. So, but then that there's that other aspect of it. Like, hey, if anything was ever wrong with him, I was able to take him to the doctor. My daughter had chicken pox. I was on convalescent leave, making sure she was good to go while she had the chicken pox. And you can't do that out in the real world. You better take some sick leave. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey,
So I'm done.
Then you thinking about, hey, am I getting paid? You know what I'm saying?
I'm dead in the water.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got another comment. It says therapy is useful, but if someone isn't used to talking about what's going on with them, starting therapy is the hard part.
Ooh,
that's a good
facts.
one.
That's true facts.
So I'm gonna spin the block again back to the marriage counseling is a form of therapy, right? So oftentimes you have couples oh man, we've been married 32 years, but he's been unhappy for 30, she been cheating for 29.
Ooh, that wasn't ever the marriage.
But we've been married 32 years.
But what was the marriage for?
No, originally it was out of love.
Not for
No,
for 1 year.
originally, right?
For 1 year.
But again, you don't know somebody until you live with them,
Absolutely.
right? So then, now that we live together, there's a lot of things about you that I may or may not like, right? And I've addressed them to you, and vice versa. You've addressed yours to me. But
That all starts
one or
about
both of us not willing to compromise.
right.
So now what we doing?
You got to figure it out.
Okay, so now 30 years later, we still trying to figure it out.
Something got to happen.
What got to happen?
Either y'all need
Because if I catch y'all,
it's a problem.
oh yeah, when I catch y'all, it's gonna be a
Absolutely, it's a situationship.
Yeah, situation.
Yeah. But that's why people say always do your marriage counseling first before you get married. And because each day you still learning your partner.
That is true.
Every day you still learning your partner. Like something new comes up like you didn't know before. And that's not a bad thing because
It's called growth.
it's called you're growing. But when you stop growing with your partner, then you need to figure out, okay, what happened?
What happened?
And that's when you need to go find a marriage counselor or go on a couples trip to figure it out. How can we bring that spark back to our household? And so it's hard to figure out. It's like a work in progress.
And I will put on there that everyone if you go to, everyone has to be on board, whether it be marriage counseling, excuse me, or family counseling. Everyone has to be on board. So it can't be like, hey, the wife wants it and, the husband is not down for it and the kids are not down for it, because now it's like, okay, why are you dragging me to this and all of this other stuff? And now it's not going to be effective.
So this is where I straddle the fence at, right? While I agree with counseling, therapy, having an outlet, period. My thing is, if my issue is with you as my woman, right, then I should be able to talk to you,
Absolutely.
right? But it's also about how you receive it. But it's also my presentation, right?
Right.
So I can't talk when I'm frustrated. Like, yo, you know what? I've had enough of this shit. Yo, Tiff, man, listen. Because you're not going to receive it. Because the moment I said, listen, you stop listening.
Right.
You
Check that.
understand what I'm saying? But then when I feel like I come to, like Dana said earlier, I come to you vulnerable with tears in my eyes. Babe, this, and I really want us to work and blah, blah, blah. And now you look at me like, this bitch ass nigga. You supposed to be the protector and the provider, you bitch ass nigga. So it's
Right.
like, damn, now what?
Absolutely.
Why do we need to go talk to a stranger and tell them our business, right? In order for us. And what if while we're there, let's do the traditional black episode, right? Dana's our counselor. I'm tired of every time this motherfucker come home, man, she just want to sit on the couch and do nothing, man. I'm trying to get down with it, get down.
Why is she sitting on the couch?
I don't know why you fucking sit on the couch. I asked you to get there.
I mean, I've been at work all day, and I had the kids. I'm just tired.
You had a fucking kids. They didn't babysit all day. All you gotta do is pick them up when you came home.
You're right, but I'm tired. I don't want to do nothing.
I'm tired too.
Okay, then we both tired.
Okay, so let's go get in the bed.
I don't want to.
Where you gonna sleep then?
On the couch.
That's stupid. That don't make no sense. Why would you sleep on the couch? You can sleep in the bed.
Because I don't want to be in the bed.
Never mind. Yo, I'm leaving.
Okay, bye.
So now guess what we have? An awkward ride home.
Awkward round.
Yep.
Now we
But
ride
that's
home and
everyday
nobody's talking.
life.
Yep.
We not talking like.
But to go back to your question, even though you're married and you don't want to go to counseling together, you can always go for yourself to figure out how can you better yourself in the marriage.
Right. So now your counselor tells you you should try this, and now you come home with the scope like I'm gonna try this Jedi mind trick. I'm gonna shoot this one at him.
But if you're not
But I got all
satisfied,
bulletproof
how
shit
do
on.
you change that?
If I'm not satisfied.
If your household is not where you want it to be and is not satisfied, how do you change that?
You burn the whole house down. Fuck this shit. What you do
I can't with this dude.
Oh my
That
god!
what you do?
So I
We got another comment. Hold on, we got another comment.
So I had a question that says,
Go ahead.
well, how do you keep that problem from being discovered?
The problem was
Like most people, like not being satisfied. Like if you know you're in a marriage and you're not satisfied with him or her, how do you?
Are we talking physically or just
It can
overall
be
period?
overall period. Like how do we fix that? Like how do we change that?
So the biggest part of every relationship, situationship, business transaction, period, is communication. And excuse me, like I just said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and then
Absolutely.
how they receive it.
Perception is reality.
Right. So
So
That is a big part.
it's funny that you say that, because I look at it, and these are my opinions. I look at marriage as a business.
it is.
Um,
Paperwork and there's money
There's
involved.
paperwork. There's money involved. There is communication involved. So there is, if our business proposal or strategy is not working, how do we change it up to where it is starting to work for us?
So let me piggyback that.
Okay.
Do you think part of the business proposal, right, the business arrangement, which is the marriage license,
Mm-hmm.
should be renewed like all other licenses?
Ooh,
You know
that's a
what?
good
I
question.
honestly think it should. Like, hey,
After what year?
I got that one. I tour with this one all the time at the barber.
So
After 1 year.
I got this one.
so and this is why I say it. Like, you know, and I'm not anti-marriage. This is my
We
opinion.
can't use anti. Don't say anti, bro.
So
Cancel.
you know, I believe marriage is a beautiful thing. But it costs, let's say, if I'm not getting a wedding, we just go to the courthouse. It costs maybe $25 to get married.
Damn, who you married?
But however, that dang
Who's in
gun.
Dominican Republic?
No, just go to the courthouse. You know,
25?
Yeah, it's about $25. You know what I'm saying? But we like to just spin it up and just have big weddings and all that other stuff. But anyways, moving forward, but that divorce.
Lord of mercy. That's forever, ever.
And that divorce is going to cost you way more than that. So,
That thing forever, ever.
so
I'ma get
with
back
that,
to your comments.
with that being said, you know, I don't think it's a
Mo.
bad idea to, like, hey, every maybe 2, 3, 5 years, you know, you had to renew. And guess what? You go before you know the courthouse and be like, hey, y'all want to continue on, or you want to do it? You want to dissolve? You want to dissolve it, right?
What's your timeline?
Hey,
on
and
the
if you say, hey, you want to dissolve it, my shit expired, I don't want to renew it. Hey, just move on out the courthouse. It's gonna save us a whole bunch of money, whole bunch of drama. Just
Right.
move out of that dang
What's your
courthouse.
timeline, Tiff? What's your timeline on the marriage license? 2023, the rules change 1 January. There's a timeline on marriage license. What is it for you?
Me speaking, I'm not going to get into a relationship when I know it's not going to be long term.
Now, you
Because,
say shit never expire.
well, getting a relationship, it's built on emotions, not the physical part. So emotions always you have to be invested.
Well, sometimes people
That means
confuse the
I'm not
emotions
gonna-
with the physical part.
But I'm not going to sit here and waste my time. You wasting my time, my energy, and my emotions physically. Physically, I can go get that somewhere else any day, anytime. But emotionally, that's a mental thing that you're doing. Like, I'm mentally invested into doing X, Y, and Z. When two people are mentally involved, it's cool. But the physical part comes later. Like, you have to know who your partner is. So I'm just like,
In my 20s, I didn't know. My
of
partners.
course. And that's why I'm
I was
like,
jugging.
how
I
are
was-
these,
I was jugging.
not to knock off the 20s, the 25 who are getting married early, but how do you know? You haven't lived life.
Yeah.
So you're getting married early and having all these kids, and then all of a sudden, after the second kid, it goes by the wayside, and you got 2 kids by yourself, and y'all co-parenting, and you still trying to go to school to do X, Y, and Z. See what I'm saying? Like, there's no rules, but however, you gotta set boundaries for yourself.
So
Mentally.
you saying the license don't expire?
On my end, we're not gonna get to the license till I know I'm mentally invested.
All right.
Once you get with me, it's no expiry. You with me for life.
I'm glad you was taking already. Lord have mercy. Great.
Hey.
So for me, right,
Go
as
ahead.
far as the license expiration and renewal, right, I think if we're getting married and there's no children involved, neither one of us have it, we don't share a child, it should be 2 years, right? It should be 2 years. Every 2 years you come back, but both people, like Dana said, have to show up.
Absolutely.
Right? So you won't just lay up tonight and then wake up in the morning like,
Good night.
fuck, I ain't going to this shit.
Right.
You'll know. You know what I mean? There'll be turmoil. You'll know, right? I think if a child is involved, you're right. If a child is involved, pre-wedlock, it should be 5 years. After the 5 years, it should come again in 2-year increments. Right? So now you avoid we've been together for 32 years, but he been unhappy for 30, she been cheating for 29. You avoid that, right? Because the license didn't get renewed.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And that would be that. And I think we would do away, I think you could do away with the word divorce if it was done that way. The license just didn't get renewed.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
It would make a lot of lawyers Divorce lawyers, hey,
No,
they're not
actually,
getting they're not
actually
getting
they
paid.
wouldn't
They're not getting paid no more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of divorce lawyers are gonna be upset.
There's nothing to fight over. You
Nope.
know what
I mean, then they won't have a job.
Hey,
There's
focus,
there's
focus,
other laws because the
and
people who do
child
have,
custody.
the people who do have divorce lawyers, they need to sell drugs. So you're gonna have your own criminal charges sooner. or
So
later.
let's talk about it. Have y'all ever talked about the safari
Statute of limitation. Go
the
ahead.
safari situation
Safari.
on
Hey,
Love
Nicki
and Hip
Minaj?
Hop? No, Safari.
No, we never talked
I
about it.
know
Go
who
ahead.
he is, but I'm not tracking.
He's a artist over in Jamaica, but he lives
Okay.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And he has this girl he had made wife. They were married, and now they're divorced. But he never owns up to where he cheated on her. He puts blame on her because she was taking care of the house, the kids, and she was doing everything
And neglecting her.
and neglecting
wifely
her.
duty.
He never was there emotionally for her
No, she
So-
wasn't there emotionally for him.
because she checked out. She checked out after he cheated the first time.
Oh, okay.
So after the first time, she stayed because she was there because of the kid. So how do you deal with that when you know, should I stay because we have a kid together, or should I go because we have a kid together? Like, how do you maneuver?
A lot of people hang around for the kids. A lot of people will put their happiness on a shelf and just go through the motions for the kids.
So from shop conversation, I can say that I've heard that, and I can agree that I've heard that, right? But I think that is bogus to me. You know what I mean? I think when we enter into said relationships and especially marriages, it becomes our comfort zone. I don't have to figure out her birthday, what she likes, and all this because I know my persons. You understand what I'm saying? So like this is my comfort zone. So while my 80% is getting done here, my 20% I can get over here. Or I can give me 5 fours, they equal my 20%.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But I would never be with them. They do not create wife 80% material, right? So I think that is the separation or the disconnect, right? It's not so much staying for the kids.
So does that warrant you to go see a therapist at that point to figure out what you should do?
No, I'm going to the strip club so I can figure out where this 20% gonna come from. That's the fuck I'm going. I don't care about no therapist.
But back to kind of like how the first segment of the show, like we were talking about, mental health in middle school. What if that whole divorce, that breakup, is impacting that child,
And it starts from there.
and now,
And we said it becomes your social norm.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Right.
now it's okay.
So this a conversation that I have all the time in the shop is the welfare conversation. Social services and Yo, Dante said, "Why this dude got a sexy voice on?" Yeah, I don't know why he talk like this all the time.
Who's that?
Dante. But bringing it back full circle. So, with the welfare situation, right? The first thing they will give you, housing voucher,
Yeah.
food stamps, and we will help you get a job. But the number one thing, no man can live here.
Mm-hmm.
So right, so now you have a young boy and a young girl growing up in a household where their father, both they share the same father. Their father cannot live there. He can come by, but he cannot live here. He got a few pair of shoes and a couple pair of drawers and shit.
Yeah, full wardrobe.
He got some hot pockets in the goddamn freezer. Y'all better not eat them, but he cannot live here, right? So as this young girl comes into teenage hood and she started getting down with the get down, her life hasn't been bad because Pops is a dope boy. So she got all the new sneakers. Her brother got all the new sneakers. You know what I'm saying? And life isn't bad because all of my friends live the same way, but I live a little bit better than them. So when baby girl gets pregnant,
Mm.
Her social norm is I'll just get on public assistance. And I'll get my own place and I ain't got to listen to my mama mouth no more. And I can do this. And guess what she gonna tell her baby daddy? Nigga, you can't live here.
Right.
So now you got
cycle
this teenage boy.
continues.
Right. You got this teenage boy who thinks it's okay to jug and get these girls pregnant because all they got to do is get on welfare and all you got to do is stop in and buy some Jordans every now and then. You cool.
But that ain't just in teenage. That's adult life too.
Correct. But that becomes the social norm from back then.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
And I think that's where, therapy comes into play because
Dante is burning you up.
Who? Why?
Hold on, Tiff. Tay said, yo, sound like a late radio host that played all the R&B hits.
Dante, come on, dude.
He on your head. Pause.
my friend just said, well, the welfare system is based on slavery. Absolutely.
That is correct.
That is correct.
But-
And let me
But
add,
how do we make it
let me add this
better?
let me add this to it that statistically there's a lot of the inside of the hand that's on welfare too.
Well, of course.
You
They
know.
just don't want to admit it.
Correct.
Yeah.
But speaking of the slavery part of it, right? A lot of those things were passed down generation to generation to generation. The first thing you do when your child do something wrong is what? Beat them.
Beat them.
Why? To get them to listen
Mm-hmm.
and or comply
Mm-hmm.
or correct them. That was taught from the slave masters.
Yes.
And that's where the mental comes
Right.
into play because you
Yes, ma'am.
me.
No, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
That was taught from the slave masters. All you have to do is acknowledge me as Gary, and I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
But my mother would act a fool if I did not teach my kids yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. The only time that I use it, right, is for older people and or when I was going to court. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir. Fear tactic almost.
Right.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Right.
Why? As long as I say Tiffany, I wasn't being disrespectful. I acknowledge you
Right.
as your name and or your title. Dana. I didn't call you out your name or none of that. Right?
But what did your kids say?
So you know what's wild? King will say yes, sir, when I be like, what?
Mm-hmm.
But Ja, Sin, Zay, they have a group message. Y'all didn't think I knew, huh, G? Y'all got a group message. And I'm Gary.
Mm-hmm.
So get your man Gary, man. He tripping, man. Yo, Gary in here tripping. And I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with it because that is my name,
Mhm.
Gary. But they also call me Dad. G call me Pops. Yo, what's up, Pops? Me and G don't even say I love you. All right, one. That's all I love you. All right, one.
Mhm.
It's our thing. Yo, say, yo, Tay, you need to go to sleep. You got work tomorrow, man. Biden needs to hear from you tomorrow, all right?
You said a key word, and I'm waiting for this author. My friend was like, "There's a book on how to make a slave.
Wait a minute now.
How to make a slave. It's a book.
Yeah. It's
actually a
it's,
book.
it's true shit
It's a
out
true
there.
story
And
on
and
welfare.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he gonna give me the author. But you made a comment like you don't say I love you. Why in the culture of black communities that it's so hard for us to say I love you?
No, it's not a hard thing. It's that.
But
like,
we don't say it enough.
No, if I said it like, yo, G, I love you. You be like, I love you too, Pops. I love you too. And we hang up. But like it's our thing. It's our bravado thing. Like, I won.
But in a household, it's hard for them to say that because to get love, you have to receive love.
Correct.
mm-hmm.
And if you haven't received that love, it's hard for you to even say it or even show it or
right.
give it.
Right, that's
Like,
true.
how do we even make that change on making people in our community feel loved?
Just
and-
receptive to being loved.
the key word is community.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dr. Claude Adamson said this. We have to get back to the community portion. We got a lot of black neighborhoods, but we don't have communities no more.
Especially in Baltimore.
We don't have no more communities. We don't have no more villages. If you go into a Chinatown,
Oh man, shit.
You go to Chinatown?
It's called Chinatown.
Yeah.
There's no Black Town.
There is no black town. You have a Germantown.
We have a Germantown.
Okay.
Black
And
Wall Street is gone.
Black
You
Wall
won't-
Street.
And you'll see businesses promoted by black people. You'll see shops, banks, all of that stuff, right there in Chinatown, Germantown. You see all of that. You won't see any of us working in any of those towns. No, we're not going to be working in those towns because they're not going to hire us.
No.
So we have to get back to building a community. That's one. And we have to start doing the things or the labors that we once used to do. That is too good for us. I mean, we used to do nails, we used to do hair, but now we let
Still do hair.
now we let a lot of
We still do a little hair.
yeah.
We do a little hair.
Now we let a lot of the Asians come in and do our nails, give our pedicures and all that other stuff, and it's taken away from our communities.
It's taken away because we don't want to, one, search for the ones who do all that stuff. Two is finding a business and being, not having to overprice because you trying to make money off of something that I can go and get from the Asians.
Mm-hmm.
So building a business is hard, but when you have that business, don't tax the people who are supporting you, and
Correct.
then you also have to be able to communicate and not
So, we
when
talk
the
about this.
situation comes up, you cussing me out because you didn't do something right. And I'm telling you, if something is wrong, you should be in a business mindset as a black
Let me
person.
fix it.
Let me fix it,
So that
and
it is
then
right.
it can be right.
Word of mouth. Correct.
Now there's a double-edged sword. Just because I'm a black business, don't be coming around looking for the homie hookup. Excuse me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
The hookup.
Like, don't be wanting to get a discount just because you're the homie. It just not work. You don't walk up in Gucci wanting a discount.
Right.
I do. They just don't got it.
Shout out to those discount codes that I missed at Gucci.
Discount codes.
I just want to get to these comments real quick because there's some funny shit going on here.
Willie Lynch is the person who wrote that book. Shout out to author Willie Lynch.
Billy Lynch. So Tay said, "Why your father got them glasses on trying to be Gary?" Talking to Lil G. Then he says, "Yeah, Dana need Travis tie collection."
Oh Lord.
So G was talking about when we were talking about the saying I love you. Well, this camera about to fall. It said, "I definitely got the love from my pops. We never said I love you a lot because he's more than my dad. He's someone that I can bounce things off of as an OG or as a friend.
Mm.
That's still my pops. So respect
Who's that?
there. This Lil G.
Shout out to Lil G.
But it's our way of saying I love you without having to say it. And then here go Dante again. Hey Trav, come over here real quick. It's kind of a secret code. That's how we let each other know that we're doing all right mentally and emotionally. When we're going through a rough time, we say I love you because we both have too many people that we can't say it to one more time. That's a fact. So Tay said, well, the first issue is we as black people keep calling it a black business. That is true.
Mm.
I never once called Lovers Lane a black business. That's correct. He said business has no color. Good business.
Ooh,
Good business.
has no
Good
color.
business.
That's a good one.
Definitely has no color.
Absolutely.
We have never said Lovers Lane is a black-owned business.
Mm.
I have not so much.
It's a small business.
No, it's only small because we knew.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I've had a lady say, "Oh, where'd you get that sweater?" Oh, it's a company called Lovers Lane. Oh, they have a website? They sure do. And I give them the website, and they'll look while I'm walking through the store and come over like, "You own the company?" Nah, co-owner. You know what I mean? And it's not a denouncing or nothing. It's just I don't want you to see it as it's a black-owned company.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a company. It's a business. You know what I mean? And we started small and we looking to pew.
Right.
So
That's cool.
but
That's
yeah, good feedback, Tay. After you've been an asshole all night.
okay.
Hey, good. Shout out to Tay.
Hey,
Hey, we seen that nice house she got going on.
Yeah, we gotta come up here and watch the game, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When the housewarming.
Yeah, we're the official housewarming, man. We come to play jingle for $1.
not jiggle for $1.
Like mommy taught us.
Whatever. So let's get back on this mental health topic because I think it's relevant.
Say less. Jay said they come to Toast and Talk. Say less.
It's relevant.
Got you.
And it needs to be a part two because there's a lot on mental health. But just to bring it back to where, kids, I think kids and family need to really understand on how to manage and how to cope. Like, there's a lot of coping skills and strategies on how to, deal with the mental health. Sports, but also with baby girl, I had to teach her how to maneuver out here and not be that one of being a bully or talking bad about someone, making judgment. A lot of students or people make judgment without
Love you,
even
bro.
knowing that person. How do we come to society of now, like, everything is being ostracized and bullied and targeted with the mass shootings, and it's just a lot.
So, with that being said, mass shootings. One of the things that I think that we need to do is we need to get back to not normalizing mass shootings.
Absolutely.
But
We
they
just
happen so
had
frequently.
a mass shooting in Chesapeake, VA. And it was at the Walmart.
Richmond was the week before.
Yeah,
Chesapeake.
yeah. It happened at the Walmart. And it's like, oh, okay. And
Swept under the bridge.
and it just goes on to the next topic. I think mass shootings is just so normalized in the U.S. and it's just hurting that it's that way. That it's like
5 or more people could lose their life and it's nothing.
yeah.
Just
It's-
to walk into a store and I had
it's-
to watch my bag.
it's-
This may be my last walk in the store.
yeah, like
It's like a
ridiculous.
pickpocket, Hey, somebody just stole $5 from me, But now it's a mass shooting that is normalized, like somebody stealing $5 from you.
Yeah.
Yes, got 7x7. You are in
got-
our hearts and prayers. But it hits home. It hits really, really home just
And-
to see that. And for
and that-
the situation, you get mad.
The manager,
And you just own video on TikTok with somebody having a grand old time, and then automatically you get mad saying that you was being bullied, and you just walk in the next day. This is supposedly what's happened. I'm just regurgitating what the news is saying, that this is what happened. I don't know the full story, but we have to understand, it's like, how much more do we have to take to get angry, to pull out a gun? Like, I can't fathom going into a store and I have to watch my back every 5 minutes or what's going to happen. I have to sit here and
In Walmart.
analyze and observe my whole situation in the store, like the gas station or the Walmart or a Target. Like, I can't even go to a parade nowadays, or I can't go to a club. Like, it's just getting out of hand.
One, I
And
think,
that mentally, those workers there are gonna have
Mental health issues.
Like,
Correct.
they're gonna have that trauma, that PTSD. They're gonna have to see somebody just to get over that one situation, that one night changed
To
everything.
be able to come back to work
Right.
and provide for their family.
yeah. And I think that one, it's got to be. It can't be this same rat race. Hey, mass shooting. We go back and forth about gun laws. Don't make no advance on the playing field, and now we start over. It
College
just
basketball has started.
it just
Wait, what?
it's just a whole circle of
So
things.
we're not talking about
And we're not talking about it, and
like, there's no resolution.
no,
That's what-
there is no resolution, and I totally agree with you. There is no resolution of it, and we
So
talk.
you mean to tell me I gotta come to Walmart having my own protection just to make sure that I don't get shot or killed?
Hey, in Virginia, you can conceal carry. We can take you to the range and we can get you squared away.
I
And you
shouldn't
can.
have to do all that just to feel protected, just to go into a store.
All she needed was some eggs.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I agree with you on that, and I understand that. It's just where we've gotten to the point of that whole mental health issue. Like, I can go in and buy a handgun, and I didn't sat here and told you that I had, histories of things going on, and nobody sees that on the background check.
True.
And now I got a handgun. And by the way, a long gun is easier to get.
A shotgun.
Yeah,
Right.
Or we bypassed your history because Tiff said, "Yo, this is my peoples. You should have my peoples." The Homeboy Network.
Yeah.
Yeah, have my dog, man. Man, he good money, man. He available.
But it shouldn't be that easy just to purchase a handgun the same day and then you use it the same day.
But-
it shouldn't be that easy. Like a background check should at least
But with
take
the
a whole week.
amendments,
That's the issue. Our
that's
laws is crooked.
The law and the amendments.
amendments.
Is two different things.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
That's why we need to have officials in office to make these changes. Or just make it to where it's not as easy to obtain.
So now you're playing with my amendments that are given to me because I was born here for no reason. Just because I was born here, these are all my legal rights. These are my legal rights. Yep. I was born here. I get to do all these things. Yep.
Well, if you have a gun, you should be seeing a therapist on why do you have this.
Most people can get guns gifted to them to avoid age restrictions. Correct.
True.
That's true.
True.
That's correct. It's a gift
There is
True.
no age restriction.
on a gift.
Because if you're 18, you can get a gun.
And those be the. I don't understand that. 18. Do you know what I was doing at 18? Jugging and hooping. That's it. Gun. I didn't start playing with guns. I was 19, 20 years.
I ain't started playing guns until about that age too, when I joined the military.
Yeah. No.
Hey, here's an M16.
Nope.
You gonna carry it
I
around?
got 3 gun charges in one summer.
Dang.
It was bad. Niggas was jumping me because I was hitting the old ladies and shit. But don't worry about that. It's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, I've never lost a one-on-one fight, and I'm saying that on live. Anyway, I've never lost a one-on-one fight. If you from 757, challenge that.
Oh, Lord.
Well, all right.
But
And we not editing this part out. I said what I said. I'm looking at all the cameras. I said what I said. Y'all jumped me a couple times, but y'all know we jumped y'all back. Huh? Me and Cuzzo jumped y'all back. Huh? Hello? Can you hear me now? Is this thing on? Okay.
It's been on. We hear it. We hear it. Okay.
We got you.
That validates.
hear
Yeah,
it.
mental health can be talked about, especially in women, dealing with relationship status, and it's a
Getting
lot.
deep.
Now you're
Getting
dealing
deep.
with
Getting deep. I need a refill.
the
I need a refill, brother.
dealing with the
Gotcha.
Hand me
the
situation.
mental capacity of the spouse of
Either or.
being a narcissist
Thank you so much.
or being a
So,
schizophrenic.
what
hold,
is a
whoa,
narcissist?
slow down.
What
Pause,
is a
pause.
narcissist?
I'm
What
just
is-
saying. That happens.
So in like the last, should I say, year or two,
People throw that word
narcissist
around.
has been kind
Yeah.
of like a
A
buzzword
trending
going
word,
on.
Right. Right.
And what I did not realize is that there are men that are out there preying on women
Absolutely.
and
Yeah, I beat your ass, boy.
just like, so you can have woman, she's
Not woman's.
she's
You said
working.
woman.
She's working. She's got a job or whatever. You get this narcissistic dude that comes in, breaks her down, starts living off of her,
Absolutely.
and making her feel like she can't get no other man out there, making her just feel like she's a zero, and this is going around right now.
Yeah.
Called womanizing.
And you know when
Yeah,
it
I
started
used to call it
happening?
womanizing. Now this is a whole nother word, narcissistic. Like,
It started happening during the pandemic. Because in the pandemic,
Everybody had to lay in the house.
everybody had to stay in the house. So that's when it
Shout
all
out to
started.
50 in this Bronson.
Bronson.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bronson.
Get
So
it, Bronson.
I got a comment that say women do the same to men.
Absolutely. But men are more dominant. Well, you have some dominant females.
Baby D. You didn't see when Baby D jumped on got
You have some dominant females. However, men take most of the heat.
That is correct. Even with domestic violence.
Absolutely.
You jump on me, I can't call the people and say, man, my 5'1" woman that jumped on me, man. Look at my eye.
how tall is Tiff?
4'11".
Oh, never mind. I gave you 2 minutes. Hey, my woman
Shout out to the show. People bring smoke.
My woman that jumped on me, man. God almighty. Then they show up like,
But since the pandemic, you know,
nigga,
when you couldn't go nowhere and you had to stay in the house, that's
there was a lot
when
of shit going on.
shit hit the fan.
Shit was going on in there.
It's a lot of
You know what?
domestic
I
violence.
really don't fucking like you.
Yes.
There was a lot of that going on. Yeah.
So when everybody was starting to break free, that's when everything got let loose. Marriages falling apart, children. It's like it's a lot. So that
I'm going back
mental
outside.
health.
I'm going to my girlfriend's house. I'm the fuck out of here.
Bye.
And if I
But
catch,
then you come right back asking what you gonna eat, what you gonna buy me.
ain't made no
da-da-da.
hamburger help or nothing in this motherfucker.
Right, but you leave one situation to go to a situation they ain't had nothing to
I
do.
just needed the 20% right quick. I was coming back.
Coming back for what?
You heard Jay-Z, I was just fucking them girls. I was going to get right back. Can't turn the good girl back.
No,
She's going forever.
but you know that's been happening since slavery.
Standing here
Domestic
looking in
violence
the
started in
mirror.
slavery times.
That whole
Saying
slavery
to
thing.
myself.
That
I
slavery brings
think-
back a whole lot of memories.
Shit fucked up.
I think
With the white man beating the then the
And
man
then
beating the
Jug
white.
his old lady.
Uh-huh.
God almighty.
He took it. He didn't have. He just took it. It's like she didn't have even a choice. She,
Now y'all keep playing with slavery, so now I have no choice but to do this.
I mean,
I have no choice but to do this.
Dude,
Okay? Slavery was an option.
no, it was not.
how was it an option?
Y'all kept playing
It's
with it.
not an
Slavery was an
option.
option.
It's not an option.
Okay? All right? So I'm not talking about the people that were free and said, hey, I'll be a slave. No. I'm talking about the same thing Kanye was talking about, right? I'm talking about the people that were already enslaved, right? Every morning that they woke up, they had an option to continue to comply, right? With what the fuck was going to be asked of them of that day, right? Pick cotton, clean the house, mop, whatever it was, right? To comply. Or not comply, right? And or be beaten or killed. So the people that were already enslaved had an option,
True.
right? To choose life or death, slavery or go against the program. That's what Kanye was saying when he said slavery was an option. He was speaking of the people that were already enslaved. Because every morning that you woke up, you had a choice. You can choose to comply and continue to live, or you can say, I'm not doing this shit no more, and the consequences that came with that. That's what he was saying. But the same way I said slavery was a choice. See how y'all jumped on me?
Again,
That's what the media put out.
here
They
we
didn't put out what he was explaining to the people. He wasn't saying that it was the free people, the African Americans or the black people. Like nobody raised their hand and said, I already know what y'all doing over there to them. I choose to be a slave. He was speaking only of the people that were already enslaved. That's what he was speaking of. Every
So-
morning
All
that
right,
they
all right,
woke up,
so
they had a choice.
let me start with this
Oh,
one.
you
All
know
right.
this, you know,
All
you know
right,
this,
so
this my
so
shit.
so let's start. All right. If I don't teach you differently, how can it be an option? If I don't
You don't
know,
teach me differently as far as what?
as far as okay, so if I teach you
Excuse me.
that slavery is not a bad thing. What other options is there?
Wait, so are you saying you're teaching me as someone who's enslaved,
I am-
or someone who is free?
Because one, I taught other people, other black people of color, to one, capture you.
That's not teaching me.
Some
You kidnapped me.
no, I've taught other black people to capture you because to capture you, chase you down because guess what? I just had maybe a musket and a couple dogs or whatever, but I
Just
need
happen to have that.
you but I needed some other people. I needed some other fast people to catch the fast people. All right. So somehow I taught you, hey, this is cool if you capture some of your own people that look like you. All right. Moving forward, if we get to here, all right, there is that point of where I am teaching this person to be, I am teaching, okay, this is where you need to be.
Teaching a slave to capture more people to be enslaved.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Just make sure I'm tracking.
and now we got this whole house nigga versus field nigga dang on division. All right. Oh, you're a damn house nigga. All right. You got the dang on.
Samuel.
You got Sam. You got
Daddy, roll over in that
you got Jenga dang on guarding the damn gun line. And again, I'm teaching to be enslaved. And now, how about if we open up them damn history books, there are some black landowners
These are Jeffrey Dahmers.
that actually had slaves on them. How does that work?
Again.
We-
It spins back the block from when he said slavery was a choice.
It's-
Listen, the people. Let me elaborate what you said. The slaves that were already enslaved, right? That he said, go get me more slaves. They could have said, I ain't doing that shit. And guess what? They could have chose to be beaten or death, right? But they chose to comply and go get more slaves. It wasn't that they went over there and was like, my nigga, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to come back over here with me, man, because then they gonna fuck me up. No. My job for that day, or my task for that day, was to capture more slaves. The same way it would have been is go in this field and you're gonna pick 18 bags of cotton. So they could have chose to say, man, I'm not doing that. You already captured me, nigga. This shit fucked up. And the consequences was death. So the reality or the small frame of what he was saying is the people that were already enslaved chose life or death. Comply or not comply.
I agree. I hear what you're saying. But if we don't know no other way, how is
But there wasn't no other way.
what choice?
There was two choices.
No,
Life
there
and death.
there is no choice because guess what? I don't know. I don't know what's outside. I don't know where to go.
I tell you what, say you not gonna do what the fuck they gonna tell you to do tomorrow. That's your choice. My choice was I'm going out here, motherfucker, in these fields today. It's gonna be hot today too, so I'm only wearing one shirt. That's what he was saying. Like everybody overthought it, and we only got that snippet because of news. You know what I mean? And that's was that. But the dig, the history, the report of it is what he was saying was you have a choice every day that you wake up.
You're right.
Let's get past the slave part of it, right?
Right.
When you go to work every day, you have a choice to go.
Let me ask you this question. Question then. Every day we wake up, we don't have a choice if we cannot be black.
You don't have that choice.
We do not have that choice.
You don't have that
We
choice.
do not have that choice.
don't have
So
that choice.
guess what? We did not have a choice to not be slaves, man.
We
Because
would
guess
never
what?
know.
That's not what I and or he said. He was only speaking about the people that were already enslaved. Not the people that weren't caught yet or weren't forced to be enslaved. It was no one who raised their hand and volunteered to say, "Take me too."
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He was speaking only of the people that were already in captivity and or forced to be slaves. Every morning that you wake up and or they woke up, you have a choice and they had a choice.
Right.
Their choices was to comply and live and get the bare minimum food and necessities for the day to make it to the next day. The people who chose to run, i.e. the movie Kunta Kinte, you were beaten, your foot chopped off, or
Kids,
worse.
their kids
You
were
understand what I'm
killed.
saying?
Kids
Now,
were killed.
every
Yeah.
day that we wake up in the year 2022, 2023, we have the choice to say, man, fuck this job, I'm not going tomorrow. I'm not going no more, right? And it's your choice, right? Now, if you decide to comply, you will be compensated for that. That is the major difference. We're compensated a lot of money for our jobs that we work now, right? Tomorrow I could say, you know what? Fuck this barbershop. I'm not cutting no more hair ever again, right? Now my bank account will change, my lifestyle may change, but I'm not a slave. You understand what I'm saying? So my options, one of my options is not death. They had life and death. That was their two choices.
Right.
And that's what
And-
he was saying. Slavery was a choice. Ye just worded it wrong. And we talked about that earlier. It's not what you say, it's how you say it and how the people received it. So y'all jumped on me immediately and I worded it that way on purpose. Slavery was a choice. Immediately, both of y'all was like, whoa.
Because we would never know the generations 5, 6 years, thousands, decades ago on their mentality on they were still being enslaved when slavery was abolished. But till this day, we still being
Practice
enslaved.
some of the, we still
We
practice
still
some of
practice
the things.
do it
Down to
because
whoopings.
we always say we don't want to work for the white man, but our actuality we still working for the white man.
I work for the black man.
But
His
that's
name-
when you
he
own
got a white
businesses
name, though.
for
His name-
yourself.
his name
so
Gary.
Every choice has a consequence, so you have
Correct.
to figure out what is going to be best for you.
What is your best choice?
What is your best choice? Absolutely. But you have to live with the
Slavery was a
consequences.
choice.
No, it wasn't.
Back,
We didn't choose to go on a cruise ship
absolutely.
from Africa
You're
to the
you're
U.S.
still speaking of the people
We were
who were
sold.
free. I am speaking, and Ye was speaking of the people that were already enslaved.
So you mean to tell me the Jews they were slaves too?
I am only speaking of the people that were already enslaved. That every day when you woke up, your title was slave.
That's every day for the black man.
You can choose to comply.
I didn't choose
Or
to get
not.
on the boat.
Sister, you weren't on no damn boat.
They put me on
You
the
wasn't
boat.
on the boat. And you bathed. You got a little
Real, I'm babe.
somewhere in your family got a little bit of
Pecan tan.
I'm Carmen.
She pecan
got a little
tan.
notebook paper in your family. somewhere. Some notebook paper in your family. somewhere.
Whatever, but we was put on a boat to come to work.
I
for
would
a
like to
white
say,
man.
Gary Wayne Thompson Jr. has never been on a boat.
Oh glory, here we go. Anywho,
Anywho.
so what about the Kyrie incident? What's that?
Kyrie ain't do shit.
But how is he being treated? You think that's
So-
fair?
Nope. So, Kanye is at fault for Kyrie's mistreatment. So what happened was
So they put everybody in the same boat.
guilty by association.
Absolutely.
Right. So what happened was, Kyrie posted a link of a movie or something he saw.
Yep.
Right. Right.
From Jews to
So
from Hebrews to
There was
Negroes.
no dialogue with it. Not go watch this and this shit fire, this shit my shit. None of that. He posted that because Ye reposted the picture of Kyrie and said shout out to the people that something along the lines of shout out to the people that's not afraid to use their voice or the people or whatever. And he did the same thing with Stephen A. Smith, right? Because he was already in fire, it made it look like that Kyrie was supporting Kanye, and now Kanye supporting Kyrie. Guilty by association.
Absolutely.
I'm tired, nigga.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
I'm tired.
Say what? No, I ain't tired.
Tired.
I ain't tired.
You look tired.
I ain't tired.
Motherfucking tired.
Yeah, it's.
But I will tell you this, that, and I will say this over and over again, that the situation, I mean, and we all have to look at Kyrie's background. All right, Kyrie has been a rebel.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not getting vaccinated. You know, and it's a choice. It's a choice. And
I love that
He
word.
just
I might get a shirt that says it's a choice.
he's been a rebel, and I mean, and he.
So
All right, I just want to be straight up honest. Like
talk, brother.
he only played a couple games at Duke, right?
Correct.
Did he go through the whole curriculum?
I don't think so.
Do not attack student athletes, bro.
Did he go through the whole
Sensitive
curriculum? Did he
Sensitive subject.
did he graduate?
I don't know.
So
what else? Moving right along.
I can't confirm
Moving right
or
along.
deny.
Yeah,
So-
moving right along.
so why is he as
He's relevant.
why is he like on a scholar of all of the things of
I don't understand how he gets to be the spokesperson for fucking black people.
exactly
That's my thing.
exactly.
Right? Him or Kanye.
Miscommunication is the problem.
Him
in our
or
culture.
Kanye. How the fuck do y'all get to be
You got
spokesperson for
you got one that only played a couple games at Duke. And was he on the community college? Was he on the short? He was on the shorter version of it. And
moving right along, moving right along.
then you got Ye, who who just came out and said he doesn't read. Just speaking for black people, it does
Absolutely.
not make sense to me.
He puts information is always
Listen,
miscommunicated. for culture.
popularity, right? So there was a post that I shared last show where it was I want to find the original audio to it. It was a white guy. He was saying that since the 1940s, this has been basically the playbook. Like when someone becomes too big or too loud, you create a diversion, right? And you use their popularity to self-destruct them, right? And you title them basically as wrong, and the people will agree with you because they've already done something prior to that, right? So Kanye said whatever anti-Semitic, whatever he said, right? Kyrie said, "I'm not getting a vaccination," and the world is flat. So you have two people who have fucking beliefs that nobody else fucking believes. Like, you guys are bugging. Okay, now let's put them together and say they're both this. They're anti-Semitic. They're racist. They're this. And guess what we did? He's racist. So the moment that I say, yo, you know Dana gay, right? The moment Dana does this, you're right. Because I've already put it in your brain that, right?
They use that word so fluently.
What?
Gay.
Gay? It was just an example. You know what I mean?
But that's another topic.
Yeah, we'll get that for another topic.
It was just an example, right? The moment I tell you that Dana is different, and he sits there and he does that, who the fuck else does that? Only those type of people do that after they drink their drink. Because I've programmed you to think that already about him. You understand what I'm saying? And Dana knows 5 people, but Kyrie knows 5,000. And Kanye knows 5 million. So 5 million people now think that, yo, G was right.
Again, Kyrie is a great basketball player. Who asked him to dang on be a philosopher? He lost me at the world is flat.
See, Brian don't play that shit. Brian told niggas just do your job.
And do your job.
Let's get this chip, baby.
Do your job and bring it back to the community. You know what I mean?
Get this chip.
Let's get the chip.
Let's get the chip.
So do you think Kanye has a mental condition?
No.
Does he-
I think Kanye is perfectly fine, and I think Kanye is playing. He is playing us, and we are falling into the shenanigans that he's actually spilling over. For example, if you ever look at when lately when Kanye was dropping an album, Kanye would come out and say something crazy. Yeah. Then album drop.
Something.
You know?
There's a build up.
There's always a build up to it. There's always behind it. Now Kanye's coming out and spilling a whole bunch of other rhetoric right now, and I want to run for 2024 president.
Right.
And
I'm voting
you
for him.
got
I just want to put that out there. Either him or Donald Trump.
okay. So again, you got Kanye. He's seen with one of the most racist individuals out there.
We got somebody saying we got it all wrong, man.
Uh-oh.
It's actually my brother. So I don't let people on the show, but let's see what we get. If we can get this right. Let's see. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see. Can we get the audio? Can you hear me? Hello? Hold on, let me see. Is this on? This mic is on?
That mic is on.
Let me see how we can get the audio here. Get the audio here. Yo? No, we got nothing.
You got your AirPods in?
No, I don't have the
Okay.
AirPods in. Yo?
I hear something.
Let me see. I hear a little bit of sound. What you got? Yo? Nope. It might be because I'm on too. I don't know. Yo? What's up, bro? That's too loud. Is it the headphones?
You got it on speaker?
It's automatically on speaker.
All right.
Is it the headphones?
No, it's the microphone. The microphone's on.
We try to get this thing together, man. We new to this, letting people call in and shit. I feel it. Let me see. It's not loud enough, brother. It's not loud enough, brother. Nah, the peoples can't hear you, brother. What do you say? Give me a mic check. 1 2 1 2.
I can barely hear it. It's
Yeah,
very
we can
faint.
barely hear you. Yeah, it's faint. It's low, bro. I don't think it's gonna work. I definitely can't hear you with the headphones on. Call my phone regular. I'm gonna end the live. Call my phone regular. Let's have a talk. Let's talk. Call in.
Hey,
Call in.
for the first time on Toast and Talk, we got a call in.
We got a motherfucker.
We got somebody calling in. G, you need to take your phone back to Boost Mobile, yo.
Yo, don't fucking play.
Raggedy ass phone.
This my trap phone.
Ah.
Man, I get covered out.
Goddamn raggedy ass phone.
I be getting covered out.
You know what I mean?
I be getting covered out. You know what I mean?
Shit. That shit raggedy.
Oh shit, we got a lot of people. G calling.
But they can stay right here and go to high school.
Right.
Let me see. Sean. Yo.
Yeah.
We got you.
We got him.
That look way better.
Alright, sound better too. Sound better.
was saying that. Are y'all recording this joint?
Yeah, we recording.
We live, baby.
Oh, you just went live on your.
I was live on my page just for small talk. Now everybody want to call in. This is crazy. We gotta add that feature
Yeah, we got a next episode.
and put y'all on the screen. We gotta do that.
Go ahead.
What you got, Slick?
Look, man. I understand what people think about what Kanye is doing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I even can say that Kanye doesn't convey his message well. But you know, I've been talking about this Kanye shit for 2+ years, bro. Before the meetings with Trump, before MAGA, before all of that.
Right after his mother died.
Kanye is going to war with the system.
Mm-hmm.
And that's any system that he believes is designed to hold people back.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And black people, man, we are so conditioned to our way of survival that seeing a person act the way Kanye acts is terrifying to us.
Mm-hmm. The average person.
The average person. So we quick to say, man, that nigga is crazy. Or he's a narcissist, he's only doing it for himself. Or here he go with his shenanigans again. But we won't see that, yo, this dude is waging war against these people, bro.
Against the system.
Like, I put it to you like this. If I told you, bro, that, you know I do the brunches, right? You do Lover's Lane. If you told me, or anybody you know, your man was sitting right there. If you said, yo, starting next month, I'm selling all Lover's Lane clothes for $900. Everybody will be like, you're bugging.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
One person.
Huh?
It only take one person.
And can you imagine the shit that he's doing, that he ended up doing? You know he told Jay, he told Dame, he told all of them that he wanted to do that. Everybody thought he was crazy. Then he did it.
Mm-hmm.
He was selling sneakers for $1,000, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it.
Mm-hmm.
He got up there and started talking wild about the system. Now, all these celebrities, all these people are slowly starting to speak out and saying, he ain't wrong. But they putting extra sugar on it now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Kanye is the person that nobody wants to go close to. But look at, from the minute that he started saying what he's saying about how the Jews control the entertainment industry, look at how many people are saying the same thing now, 2-3 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, when there was a time where everybody believed that the earth was flat, bro. Everybody believed that. And anybody who said that it wasn't was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They were crazy. You gotta see, you have to look past his behavior.
Shout out to the audio people and then the cameramen. They ain't here tearing up these white people stuff, man. Man, he made me light skinned. I'm bright as hell in the camera, man.
You see what I'm saying? We gotta look past his behavior, dog, and really
his behavior is on display.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
What is he actually doing?
Did you hear? Can you hear? Tiff?
I heard a little bit. What she say?
I said, but his behavior is on display.
His behavior is on display.
So the perception is reality. So when he displays that behavior, people are not looking past that.
And that's because they're unable to.
Absolutely.
They're unable to. I mean,
But
Barack Obama
we were programmed to think that he is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
we're programmed to think that we have to act a certain way, bro. So remember when he said slavery was a choice?
We just talked about that.
I literally just unfolded all that.
Alright, so let me ask you a question. During slavery, if there was one slave that hauled off and punched the master in the face and didn't care who was around, who was gonna get beat, who was gonna get lynched, he didn't care. He stole off on him, fired. Wouldn't everybody call him crazy?
Yep.
Crazy Joe.
I guess my question is, did he choose at that moment not to be
Not
a
to
slave
be a
no
slave.
more?
I just unpacked all of that. Damn near word for word.
See, people not thinking about what this man is really saying, bro.
And I made it clear it wasn't the people that weren't slaves. Like it wasn't the people that were free that raised their hand and said, I choose to be a slave. He was speaking on the people that were already enslaved. Right?
And he's talking about
Every
the people
morning-
who are still enslaved.
Every
In their
morning
mind.
that woke up, that they woke up, or that we wake up, right? You can comply and continue to be a quote slave, or you can buck the system and deal with everything that comes with that, right?
comes with it.
In those days, it was lashings and or death, right?
Yeah.
In our days, you don't get paid.
The truth is, that fight ain't for everybody,
It's not.
right? Everybody can't fight that fight, bro.
Everybody's not going to fight that fight.
We have to be careful about calling the people who have the balls to fight a fight that we ain't willing to fight.
Fight with them.
We have to be careful about joining in on the people who don't want them to fight that fight by deeming them crazy. We have to be careful about that. We might think, man, Slim is off his rocker, bro. But if we know that what he's really saying and what he's really doing is something that somebody has to do, then we need to shut up
And let somebody do it.
and let somebody do it.
I say it all the time. I'm on the side that is not going to do it.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean? You have the people that will do it, and you have even more that won't. Because of my history, I won't. I'm on the I won't. At my age and what I have going on in my life right now, I won't. But I also will not. I won't exactly. I won't because I can't.
And the reason that you feel that you can't is because you are not willing anymore to lose or
My freedom
sacrifice
or my life.
what is going to come with that fight.
Correct.
But we have to look at a man who really feels like they killed his mama. Okay?
Rape my
a
wife.
Person who went to war with the whole fashion industry and ended up becoming one of the most successful
Rachel,
black fashion people in the world, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And all for them to still treat him like a nigga whenever they feel like it. So Kanye is not us, bro. He's in a whole different plane.
He's
You understand what I'm saying?
OJ.
Huh?
He's OJ too.
Bro.
OJ went through the same shit. Like we make a joke about it, and Jay made the song "I'm Not Black, I'm an OJ." OJ really thought that I'm not black, I'm the exception. I'm OJ. Hey guys, it's me. I'm OJ. I'm not black. I'm not one of them. You understand what I'm saying? Like he really feels that he's separate from us. That he should be accepted.
You know what he feels like? He feels like when we came to this country, we weren't black. We were from a tribe, different tribes in Africa. And we had a nationality that was an African nationality and a race that was African. And then it morphed into us being an African American from Virginia. And in order to be a successful African American from Virginia, you have to be this way. And Kanye's whole thing is, you're not going to force me into a way of behaving and a way of thinking and a way of speaking because of the color of my skin. Look at Elon Musk, bro. He says and does whatever he wants.
Whatever the fuck he want to.
Absolutely.
He about
Why?
to charge y'all per
Because
word.
he's white.
He about
Not
to charge
because
y'all
he's
per
rich.
word.
He a white man.
And Kanye's whole thing is, so I'm not allowed to do that because I'm black? And the people who telling me I'm not allowed to do it are black people? Y'all tripping. We're embarrassed to see the slave that punched Massa in the face. We get embarrassed. We get goosebumps of embarrassment, bro. But the truth is, that's because we still have slave mentality, bro. We really do.
We do.
Like we can't.
We do.
We're not allowed to do that.
Bro, because we look at it like we've assimilated to their system and we have been able to become successful at it, and we can't act that way because if we act that way, they'll take us out of the system. We'll go back to being just animals. But all of that is based on what we feel that their judgment is going to be. Kanye doesn't give a shit about their judgment. That's the thing. That's the issue. He doesn't care. You're not going. This man went to Donald Trump, bro, and asked Donald Trump to be his vice president.
And then ran against him.
No, I'm talking about for 2024.
Now, yeah,
Whoa.
that's trending right now.
Yeah, that's trending right
Whoa.
Yeah, the shenanigans.
Bro, White Lives Matter shirt was all about stealing
Fashion Week.
Trump's. It was about stealing Trump's base. He knows Trump lost his base, so he's trying to get them behind him.
Wow.
See, the trick here, that the mind fuck here, is that we as black people think that so many white people in this country are inherently racist, but they're actually not. What they are is they have a superiority complex.
Is he related to Mike?
No, this is my brother.
I know. I'm just saying. Hey, he speaks the same thing that Mike J speaks.
Yeah, they have a superiority complex. They feel that they should be, that this is their country first, and that they should be superior as a result of that. And they don't care if you are orange, green, purple, or whatever. If you are trying to support them in that, they're going to get behind you. Look at how they behind Herschel Walker.
And he can't
Correction
even
versus
talk.
election.
And this bitch said, this erection is for the people.
Yeah.
Erection, boy.
But Kanye knows that. So he ain't doing nothing but using them people for votes. That was a trick, bro.
Like he used Kim K, boy. Popularity.
This man is at war with the system. Now, is he going to win? Hell no. Should he be the president of the United States? Absolutely not.
We don't need another celebrity in chief. Absolutely not.
He should not be the president of the United States. Because I'm a veteran, I take who
Shout out to the
president of
veterans.
United States
Shout out to
is
them.
very seriously, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you, at the snap of a finger, you can send people into the fire.
Exactly.
And I don't think that somebody who thinks like Kanye West should have that much power. But at the same time, I'm not saying that I don't understand what he's doing. Do I like everything he does? No, I don't like a lot of shit he do. Do I agree with everything he says? No, I don't agree with everything he said, but I understand what he's trying to do. So now, this whole thing about Kanye only trying to do shit to make him rich, we can't say that no more.
Right.
Nope.
Half of that gone.
We can't say that no more. He knew he was getting ready to lose billions, and he didn't care.
Uh-huh.
You
Has
find
endorsements,
me
too.
somebody, a black person on this earth, that is willing to lose billions of dollars to say something that they feel.
I'm not willing to lose $10.
No, me neither.
So if you ain't willing to, and we talking about billions, boy,
Yeah.
not hundreds of thousands, billions, just to say what you want to say and be heard. If you can't understand that, you ain't nowhere near Mr. West. Nowhere near. You can't even possibly understand him, bro.
That's true. But at the end of the day, we as a culture, our history is never taught to us. We have to learn our history. Like, they don't teach our history in the school. They always teach us about Christopher Columbus. But we as a culture need to really dig deep into our history to learn the background of what's going on.
I'm going to say something about that, too. Check this out. So, black people are always saying that, and that's true. They don't teach us our history. But here's the other side to it. They ain't teaching them their history either.
So, like,
They ain't teaching them their history either.
Just history.
They're just teaching
History.
They're
history.
teaching history that they want to
Some
teach.
shit that
Exactly.
happened. Just some of the shit that happened.
Virginia history.
Bro,
They do have it segregated like that. Texas,
where's
U.S. Texas.
where's
is
Christopher
Virginia.
Columbus from?
Bitch, I don't know.
He
Columbus,
was
Georgia.
Spanish.
Spanish.
Spanish,
Oh,
mhm.
I thought it was from Columbus,
He's
Georgia.
from Spanish.
Yeah, he was from Spain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So let me ask you this.
He won't
How
write.
many white people in this country have a Spanish origin?
Not a lot. They
You
have
the
a-
smart one in the family. Yeah, I don't know.
They have a white origin.
They have different European origins.
Yeah.
They have origins from England, origins from Ireland,
Yep.
origins from Poland, origins from different areas of Caucasus Mountains, Switzerland, all through that. A lot of just like in South America, a lot of them are from Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying to you is, France, for example, these are countries that are way older than America, bro.
Yep.
Are they sitting in there teaching the white people in there the history of France?
No.
No, bro. They don't even know their own history either. We got to stop walking around acting like white people got so much more privilege than us. Because they don't, bro. We just think they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny you say that. Because they do.
You know what I'm saying? But they really don't. They are, think about it like this. If the government needs taxes to survive, right? And in order for there to be taxes, there has to be different socioeconomical plateaus, right? Planes. There has to be poor people. There has to be middle class, upper middle class, rich, blah, 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 right? If white people make up 60 to 70% of America, why do you think that it isn't a necessity for them to also be poor?
They have to be part of all the classes.
They make up the majority of the taxpayers in this country. So they have to be poor. They have to be middle class. All these white people ain't rich. There's a lot of them that's poor as hell.
True.
Absolutely.
You said that
In fact,
earlier.
There's more white people that's poor than there are black people that's poor. Dog, black people in 2022, black people generated $1.8 trillion. That's enough money. That's more money than the whole country of France generated.
Just black people.
Just black people in America. See, our problem is we think we have been tricked too much into thinking that we at the bottom.
The masters
we
of
always
deception.
feel like we got to climb ourselves up. But we ain't at the bottom for real. That's a lie, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We was at the bottom. But we ain't at the bottom no more. Anybody who's at the bottom right now that's black is because their mind is at the bottom.
Wait a minute. Are you saying they choose? It's a choice.
It's all a choice.
Oh shit! God damn it! We brought it back full circle. Hold on, I gotta sip my beer.
It's all a choice. Now, can you choose the family you're born into? Nah.
Nah.
So if your family,
What the fuck just happened?
God dang on Boost Mobile.
His phone died. Corey will talk on his phone until that bitch died.
Boost Mobile. Hey, shout out to Corey.
Yeah.
Hey.
That was some good information.
Hey, I think we're gonna have to do this again. Like, you know, have the phone in callers.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, we're pushing 2 hours.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
Let's go ahead and my cup is empty.
We're gonna need a part 2.
We need to run that bottom. Shut it. I gotta take this for the state school. We in a dog fight. Fourth quarter, 38-38. Go nose! Y'all see it?
Are you a Kentucky fan?
Kentucky.
I know what-
I know you was lying to me. Florida State Seminoles, shut it.
Oh, okay.
Go nose!
Ew.
I know you fucking lying.
Yo, it's open. Security's back.
Security's back. Top flight, Craig.
Security's back.
For the world.
God dang on
For
bodyguard.
the world.
Bodyguard.
For the world,
All
Craig.
right. So, hey, to a great episode. You know, a lot of episodes we have, you know, a lot of jokes and whatnot, but this was serious talk, and I appreciate it. Thanks, Tiff, for coming out. We appreciate it. We're going to have you on again.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about them sororities, fraternity stuff.
I'm all
Oh,
for
you
it.
talking about
You
my
know,
brother?
you know.
Oh, shit, the nose just scored. We done won. I cussed out loud.
All right, I'm done.
Holy
for it.
crap, the Seminoles have scored.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back to this.
Wait, Tim, you a gang member?
Ooh, you know it all day, every day. Double Sigma Theta Sorority is for you.
Ooh,
You
she
The
shot it
illustrious.
down. She shot it down.
Nigga, you see what she did? Do her setup and all that shit. You seen it?
The dynasty.
Dynasty.
Yes, sir. All right.
It ain't no cult.
Hey, again, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
And we
This
just
was
gonna,
fun.
huh?
This was fun.
Russell Simmons, you was going to Russell Simmons rap.
Nah, was not. Was not. Hey,
You was going to Russell Simmons rap.
here we go.
To Health Wealth,
And your motherfucking self.
family. Toast and talk.
Toast to talk. We out.
Peace.
We out this bitch.